The Treasurer and the man who wants to be are sharply divided over the depth of their budget troubles. Scott Morrison and Chris Bowen have gone head-to-head in their first debate of the election campaign. And while both are promising to drag the budget out of the red, they're at odds over key figures like economic growth. Here's National Affairs correspondent Greg Jennett.
Good? Yeah, good, thank you. Great.
The promise of debate is one thing they did deliver.
Is that how you fund things now? Write it in the budget. That is not how you fund things.
But agreement is well beyond them.
And I'll let
you just said
with
you'd done a deal with the
economic
Greens.
policy.
Before anyone gets to repairing the budget, they need to know the starting position, and there's no consensus on how bad the finances are.
The budget is under real pressure because your forecast, Treasurer, are highly optimistic.
Those forecasts that were in the budget and the estimates that were made in the budgets and the assumptions were provided by Treasury and Finance.
Labor fears a AAA credit downgrade and is frantically junking policies it had campaigned on for families and pensioners.
We cannot afford to reintroduce the school kids bonus. I'm surprised you're critical of that.
Scott Morrison's not done cutting either.
Revenue is not the problem. The problem is expenditure as a share of the economy.
He'll find more savings, but isn't saying where. On the campaign trail, boisterous union protesters were kept at bay for the Prime Minister's Indigenous Affairs team to celebrate Aboriginal entrepreneurs.
This is real. This is real jobs in the real economy.
This is real jobs for real people.
Bill Shorten headed to Arnhem Land with $200 million on offer.
I reckon there's a lot of Australians who are going to say it's pretty cool to be a ranger.
To double the ranks of the Indigenous Rangers who care for country and coast.
So this will grow to 4 metres.
Well, if you let it.
Then I'll need some journalists to hold it.
In 5 weeks, Australia will have a new or re-elected Prime Minister who'll watch closely the unfolding US presidential campaign. And if it's Bill Shorten, he's sending early signals that he'd struggle with Donald Trump in the White House.
I think Donald Trump's views are just barking mad on some issues.
It's scary as well.
It's absolutely critical that our leader is able to deal with the new American president.
I think that the views he has are not views which sit comfortably with the mainstream of Australian opinion.
So, barking mad stands. There was no retraction. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Canberra.